Before I start any makeup look, I like to prep my skin with a little face oil, especially if I'm using oil-based makeup products. And today I'm using face pencils that have castor seed oil as the first ingredient, so I like to prep my skin with a little oil so it'll help to blend more easily onto the skin. So this one that I'm using is by Maya Chia. I really like this one because it's an anti-inflammatory oil and is also very hydrating for the skin. Usually I'll wait a few minutes before I go in with makeup just to help that oil set into the skin a little bit. I also love to use this Jones Road Hippie Stick as a giant chapstick for the lip. I'll also use this on the brows to keep the brows in place, but we'll do that later. Jones Road doesn't have an eye primer. If you're looking for a clean eye primer, I like the Ilia. It's the On and On Brightening Eye Primer. But because they don't have an eye primer, I'm gonna go in with one of the face pencils here on the eyes to kind of help prepping the eyes before going in with any eyeshadow. I always like to go into the eyes first in case any eyeshadow settles or falls. You can wipe it clean, which is really nice. You may find that the face pencils will feel dry. If they feel dry at all, I like to warm it up on the back of my hand first, just to warm up those natural oils in the formula before going into the eye area. Putting it on my finger here, and then patting it onto the eye. Shade 7 is lighter than my skin tone right now, but it acts as a nice brightener. I'm gonna go in with the Jones Road eyeshadows. I depotted all of my shadows just so I could have everything in one place because they are sold individually. The thing that I love about the Jones Road eyeshadows is they're 3 times the size as a normal eyeshadow is. So even though these are $25, they're huge and they'll last you such a long time. I'm gonna go in with the eye fluffy brush here. I'm gonna use the shade Cream. If you find that the face pencil creases on your lid, just use your finger and pat the crease back out. We are going for a bronzed summer look, so I'm also gonna go in with Copper and Champagne on the lid. This one is Copper. This one is Champagne. Copper is a little bit darker, so I'm gonna go in with Copper first and then Champagne over top of it. I'm using the same fluffy brush. I'm also keeping this color on the lid and not taking it too much into the crease area. I like to start on the center of the lid and then work my way into the inner corner and the outer corner. Champagne has a little bit more brightness. I like to layer that over top for creating more dimension on the eyelid. Now I'm gonna use the eye blending brush. I'm gonna go back in with Cream and we're gonna focus this in the crease area. We're blending out any harsh lines that the other eyeshadows could have created. This will also help any dark colors in the crease area blend more seamlessly. I'm gonna go in with Golden Tan into the crease of the eye. This is actually a bronzer shade, but I love the color, the warmth of the tone. So I'm gonna use the blending brush and I'm gonna go in right to the crease area of the eye. I'm also focusing the color on the outer third of the eye rather than taking it all the way into the inner corner. Sometimes if you put a dark color on the inner corners of your eyes, it can make them look more closed. If you ever feel like you have a harsh line, you can just go in back with that cream color and just go over wherever you see any harsh lines, and that will blend out more seamlessly. Now I'm going in with the brown liner here. I'm not using black because I feel like black can be too harsh in the summer months. So I like to use a soft brown to emphasize the eyes without looking too dark. I'm also doing small feather-like motions rather than one long line. You can have more control when you do small strokes. Because of my eye shape, I also like to flick it out and give it a little bit of a wing. I'll use a very gentle hand, and I'll just use my finger and flick it up. This liner is really soft, so if you want to darken up the liner, you can go back in with dark brown eyeshadow and set that liner with the dark brown, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the Jones Road brow brush here. There's a spoolie on one side, and then you have the angled, dense brush on the other. This is dark brown. This is a really pretty chocolatey brown. I like to start on the outer tail and work my way in. I have a little travel size mascara. The wand I think is the same size. This mascara is one of my favorite clean mascaras out there. I think it competes with the Ilia Limitless mascara. This is literally one coat of mascara. Because it's summer, we're gonna do 2 coats of mascara. This mascara also doesn't transfer or flake throughout the day, and I love that. It can be really hard to find in a clean mascara. I think the eyes are pretty much done, so we're gonna move on to the skin. This is shade 13. This is a color corrector. It has more of a salmon peachy tone to it. I'm gonna use this on the under eyes first before I go in with concealer. I'm gonna focus it right on this inner corner of the eye too. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. I love to use the face pencils during the summer month because they have a little bit drier of a consistency than the Wet the Foundation. The Wet the Foundation is very dewy, and it's beautiful in the winter months when it's dry outside. I'm using the face pencil in shade 9 on the under eyes. I did just get some sun, so I might mix it with shade 10 too. I'm really excited about this part because I'm going in with the new Jones Road gel bronzers. I'm using light and medium. I'm gonna go in with both of them. I'll use light first, and then we'll deepen it up with medium. I'm gonna use a really small amount here. I'm going in with the Everything brush. Here's medium and light next to each other. The nice part about these is they're so lightweight that if you feel like you've gotten too much on your skin, you can just keep pressing it out with your hands and it'll eventually go away. I'm gonna go in with powder next, and I'm gonna place this wherever I have unwanted shine. I'm gonna use the blush brush with this. Using the same brush, I'm gonna go in with the blushes. These are powder blushes. I like to use powders in the summertime. This is the shade Peachy. I'm gonna use this first. I'm gonna go over it with Sandy. Because I'm pretty tan right now, I'm gonna use another bronzer. I'm gonna use the powder bronzer over top of the gel that I put on earlier. I'm using Golden Tan, which is a pretty dark bronzer. With the same bronzer that I just used, I'm gonna use the eye detail brush, dip it into the bronzer, and put it on my lower lashes. For the brows, I'm using light Brunette. Going back in with the Hippie Stick here, I'm gonna use my finger and just press the brows. For the lips, I'm gonna go in with just Pinky. This is a lip tint. It's actually pretty pigmented, so I like to use a soft hand when I apply this. To complete this look, I'm gonna go in with Happy Hour, which is a limited edition shade that was released over Memorial Day, but the color will be coming this fall. It's a really beautiful in-between of Dusty Rose and All Natural, a little bit of Magic Hour there too. So I'm gonna use this on the high points of the face rather than all over. think it's really pretty. As someone who loves a good happy hour, this is one of my new favorite shades. I thought I was done, but I do want to finish with the Sparkle Wash. This is the shade Gilded. I think it would be a really beautiful addition to the eye look here. This is what this looks like. This is the complete Jones Road summer makeup look. I love using gold and peach tones during this time of year. The goal is to look glowy without looking like we've been sweating all day. I think one of my go-tos for the summer is going to be the new gel bronzer, also the powder bronzer, plus the Peachy blush, and of course mascara. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for your support, and let me know if you have any questions.